In today's Blender tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys step by step how to make a realistic looking car paint shader. This is actually really easy, and we're going to be relying on some layer weights and stuff like that, but I think the result here is really cool, and it really just gives you that sort of speckled clear coat car paint material. And there's all sorts of ways you can customize this with the color choices, what you go with, but I think overall it's just a fun little kind of car paint shader. So let's jump into it, and I'll show you step by step how you can make it in Blender. So I've just got a simple scene here, which is just a little shader ball that I made and the monkey head, and then I've just got like a backdrop here and some lights. You can obviously set up whatever scene you want, but the main thing is here, we want to make sure we're working in the Cycles rendering engine. So because we're going to be working with shader nodes, let's go over to our shading workspace. And whatever object you want to work on, just go ahead and select it and click New to create a material. And let's just call it car paint, since that is what we're making. And by default, when you create a material or add a material, it's going to give you the principled BSDF. Now we'll be hanging on to that, but let's first of all start by changing a few settings. We're going to take the metallic value for a start, dragging it all the way up to 1. And we're going to take our coat over here, which is really important. This is actually really where the magic comes into with a realistic car paint material. We want to take this weight here and take it up to 0.35, like so. And then we can leave it at that for now. We want to plug in some info into this color here. So this is a bit more than just one color. We're going to have different colors depending on where the kind of the light is hitting relative to where the camera is, kind of like the layer weight of the material. So what we're going to do, we're going to go Shift A, we're going to go search, we're going to just type in mix, and in Blender 4.2 we're just going to go ahead, select the mix over here, and we're going to come here to the float and change it to color, and we're going to go Shift D to duplicate it because you want 2 of these. And what we're going to do, we're going to take the mix and plug it into the base color, the first mix. And the second mix, we're going to take the result and plug it into A over here. And we want this one to be multiply. And what we can do, we can take the color over here, the B component, and let's give that a color. I'm going to go with a nice kind of orange. I think that just looks really beautiful for a kind of car paint color. And I might just make it a little bit less dark by bringing up the value. And we're going to give it a factor of 1 over here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come here to the B component on the first mix shader and click on it. And let's kind of go with like a cherry kind of reddish pink, which I think looks really good. And then what we're going to do is we want to mix the factor here with another node. So we're going to go Shift A, search, and type in layer and get a layer weight. And we're going to take the facing over here and plug it into this factor. And now if we come over here and go Z and go rendered, we're going to see we already have a nice looking result. But we can make this even better by going a step further and adding some noise to kind of give it that sort of metallic flake look. This looks a little bit too clean, almost makes it look a little bit more like plastic. So what we're going to do, we're going to go Shift A, search, and get a noise texture. And we're going to take the color and plug it here into the roughness. And then we're going to go Shift A, search, and get a color ramp, plug it in over here. And let's take the scale and make it 200, like so. And let's take the vector here and just type in texture coordinate. And yes, you can use the node wrangler. I've addressed this before in the comments. People say, why don't you just use the node wrangler? It's this tool in Blender. And I always say I know about it, but oftentimes when I use it, people get confused. So that's why I'm not using the node wrangler. So we're just going to go texture coordinate, and we're going to go and make sure it's actually the object going into the vector here. And then there we have it, like so. Yeah, so now I'm also going to just take my monkey head here. By the way, obviously you might have a different scene, but let's quickly give this a test render. So I'm going to go render and just render the image. And there we have it, a realistic looking car paint material. This is just one I've made, but you can always go ahead now and you can come here and you can tweak the different colors here for different results. But I think overall, this has been a really fun tutorial. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will be uploading this blend file with this material to my Patreon. You can check that out in the description below if you're not on there already. So I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.